Over the course of this video, I'll try to outline all the reasons, or at least some of them, of why, for me, the MT-09 is my favorite naked bike. I just have so many good things to say about it. There's probably some people that don't agree. Well, hey guys, we can still be friends. So today what the weatherman is predicting is another beautiful, beautiful fall day, and we know we still have leaves changing and we still have temperatures that are nice and cool in the morning and they get just beautiful in the afternoon. We've hit some sunny days, some cloudy days. Who knows where this day's going, but we don't want any 2 days exactly the same anyway. Now, one thing I always try to avoid like the plague is groundhog days, where I get up and every day, the same thing, the alarm clock's ringing, and I've been pretty good at getting no groundhog days all summer, and it's starting to go into the fall, and we've been really, really lucky. We have had some nice riding weather and some really nice meetups over the summer, and we're trying to add to that every day. And I have a little philosophy about working on motorcycles. I try to never work on motorcycles if there's any chance at all I can get a ride, and I just never want to spend that day and miss a day of riding, because we're going to have a long winter here, and there's plenty of time to do all the projects. We got a list of 8-10 projects to work on, but any day I can ride, I want to ride. Okay boys, who's hungry this morning? Who wants to have a little bit of fish food before I go out riding? Come on, you can do it. Come on. Well, this is a small thing, but it's something I have to deal with every time I ride the bike. It's an easy bike to clean. It doesn't have a lot of fairings and hard little places to get to. It's naked. It's all out in the open. It's very easy to get to all the parts I want to clean. So Rob is over here. He's going to help me. He's help me get the bike ready. Let's ride, baby. So while I was getting the bike ready, the plan changed. Rob has a couple of things he wants me to do. He's got some batteries for his clicker that works his car, among other things. And we'll take care of that before we get ready to ride. I'm itching to ride today. And of course, this time of year with all the leaves, keeping the leaves out of the pond, keeping the dirt off the bike, it's a full-time job. Now, being honest, plans change around here every 30 seconds. You never know what's happening. But anyway, we got Rob's car squared away. The pond is clean. The tomatoes are picked. The coffee is bubbling. And my grandson's coming over for breakfast, so who knows when we're going to be out on a ride. But that's the way life is here on a Ponderosa. You going to help me clean a motorcycle up, or you just came here to visit? Or have breakfast? Or eat? Or supper? Or what are we going to do today? I don't know, I thought you were going to help me work on a bike. So, family things have taken over temporarily, but once we take care of business, we will get on the open road today. We've said that many times before. Alright, final check of the weather. It's going to be leaves snowing all day long. Some of the trees in the neighborhood are even ready to go. I'm ready to go. Time to hit the open road. So this bike, it handles the roads that I like to ride on very well. Usually those roads, they're back roads, not a lot of traffic. They tend to be a little slippery for part of the year when they're salted, when they have right after a rainstorm, or right now when the leaves are flying out in the middle of the road. And this bike handles those conditions exceptionally well. Now, my friend Jose has a good saying for why he likes his bikes, and I've come to believe it. Because the minute you go out the driveway, this bike, the fun begins. The fun is there right away, unlike my track bikes where you got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get 20 minutes of riding. Now, my plan is over the winter to make up a set of custom wheels pretty similar to what in fact, I'll probably use the same paint as I used on the R1. Make the custom wheels. I have a couple little more ideas to do with some carbon fiber parts I'd either like to make or buy. Either way, it's going to be small things because I want to keep the bike a naked bike. That's a big part of it.
Not a ripple on the lake. Oh my God, what a beautiful morning. Holy mackerel. I don't know how much better than this it ever gets.
Now, I know some of my friends who have MT-09s that have spent hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars trying to upgrade the suspension. At this point, we've got over 9,500 miles, coming up on 10,000. I don't see, from the type of riding I do and where I ride and how I ride, I don't see any reason to upgrade anything so far.
Oh, the leaves are everywhere. The leaves are everywhere. It is really the leaf season.
Now, because I use a bike, or all of my bikes in the collection, for my daily exercise, 3-4 hours a day, even the days I work on them, I'm involved with motorcycling for a big chunk of my life, that's for sure. But the exercise I get on this bike, I'm usually pretty comfortable. Even at the end of 100, 125 miles of bouncing around on these pothole roads, the bike is still comfortable at the end of the day.
And that Michelin 5 is just wearing in better than I ever thought it would. I'm really impressed so far.
Now, I love the fact this bike gets 50 miles to the gallon. That's amazing to me. I don't know how Yamaha does that, but believe me, not all my bikes get 50 miles to the gallon, especially the two-stroke. But anyway, with the price of gas soaring here, and us not being energy independent, probably only going to get worse. And I'm glad I don't live in California. Anyway, 50 miles to the gallon works pretty well for me. Now, I added the real Yamaha, genuine Yamaha quick shifter to the bike after I had it, I don't know, 1,000 miles or something. And it was the best $125 I ever spent. I have enjoyed that quick shifter. It's made me want to put quick shifters on every bike, and when I'm riding this bike, I try to wear it out.
What a great time of year to be a motorcyclist. I guess if you're a bowler or whatever, it doesn't matter, but for a motorcyclist, this is heaven. Check out this beautiful little stone house here. This house looks like a real antique. Very cool. Always something new along the way.
Now what works really well on this bike too, and I was very impressed with how well it worked because I've used it many times, is the traction control. And it saved my bacon a few times on wet roads, leaves falling, salt, among other things. And it's got two settings too, and it also acts as a wheelie control too. Now again, one of the things I love about the bike is the way Yamaha has all the torque down low. They've spread it out. You're riding along, you don't have to constantly downshift like you do on some high RPM sport bikes. The power band on this bike, Yamaha ought to get a 5-star rating for that power band. It's perfect. Now this is a 2020. I know the 2021 has a few more horsepower and maybe a little bit better traction control and different things, but I have to be perfectly honest. When I bought this bike, I had a picture in my mind of how much fun it was going to be, and it has, in every possible way, exceeded what I expected. All right, after 3.5 hours out on the open road, it's time to turn around, head back to the farm, see what Karen has planned for this afternoon. There's always something going on in my life. There's always something I can't predict or change or have control over. But you know what? I like it that way. The key is no Groundhog Days, ever.
So Karen has the coffee on. She knows what I want when I get back. What a beautiful day this was. This just couldn't have been any nicer. Super duper day. So we've added yet one more very, very nice ride to a beautiful fall season, which has followed a great summer season. I hope you have enjoyed sharing the videos with us, and thanks so much for watching. So I try to share some of the reasons why I love my MT-09. One of them is because Karen got it for me for my birthday. That makes it a very special part of my collection. But it really is that good of a bike, and it surprises me every time I ride it. I have R1s, I have old antique bikes, I have newer bikes. I have one bike from every 10-year period. But if I only had one bike and I had to have a bike that did everything well, this MT-09 it's amazing how good. Yamaha really got it right. That's all I can say. And we post something every day. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.